Yo, what is poppin', booty goons? It is your boy Ashley the Cat, and I am coming at you today with our Week 9 battle of the IBA D1. So this week we're facing off against TLord, coach of the TwinLeaf Torterras, and he's got a pretty scary squad coming up. Mega-Lopunny is always an issue. Skarmory and Florges are two nice defensive mons to kind of wall out anything that I have. Crook is a nice little, it's got a couple possibilities with the Scarf Moxie set, as well as something like an Intimidate bulkier set. It also is immune to my Prankster from Mega-Bannette, which is definitely nice. Tentacruel is a fantastic utility mon, and Delphox has a pretty high special attack. A Scarf Delphox could absolutely put some damage down on my team. Now, unfortunately, guys, because Showdown is a great program and it never messes up, I've lost all of my EV spreads and my overall movesets and all that kind of stuff for this game. So I'm not going to do a little team builder. This video will probably be a little bit shorter because we are just going to jump straight into the battle. So good luck to TLord, and hopefully we can pull out a nice little dub this week. So he is going to lead off his Mega-Lopunny, as one is wont to do with Mega-Lopunny. It's easy to do. And I'm going to go ahead and frisk and see that there is, in fact, a Lopunnyite on there. So I am actually just going to Mega Evolve here, as I expect him to Fake Out. I didn't really want anything else to take Fake Out damage. So here, I think I'm just going to go ahead and switch out, because I don't really want anything to happen to my Mega-Bannette. It's a nice little counter for Mega-Lopunny. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. I stayed in I Will-O-Wisp because I really want to get a burn off on that Mega-Lopunny, and I know I can live even a high jump kick. But because Dark types are immune to Prankster, that's basically just going to be a wasted turn. His Crocodile gets M for free. Although I do get the information that it is an Intimidate set, so I don't have to worry about a Moxie Snowball happening. He's going to go ahead and knock off my Rocky Helmet, which is a little unfortunate because that Rocky Helmet would have done a lot of good versus Mega-Lopunny, but what can you do? He's going to switch right out here into his Tentacruel, as I am just going to go for the knockoff of my own. I knock off the Black Sludge from his Tentacruel, so even though he did more damage to me, we are just trading healing items at this point. I am Regenerator, so I'm fine to take a little bit of damage to throw off the Wish. And he is actually just going to switch out here right into his Lopunny, probably expecting to protect, which, spoiler alert, he got right. I was trying to protect there, but no matter. That's a smart play on his part, just going ahead and switching, knowing that I'm going to protect or switch myself. He is going to Fake Out, get that little bit of chip off, but as you can see, I am physically defensive. If I still had my Rocky Helmet, that would have been really nice for this Lopunny Fake Outs, but unfortunately I do not. He is going to go for the Thunder Punch, which, as you can see, does minimal damage. I'm going to fire off the Skull, which also does minimal damage. Now, unfortunately, we do not get the burn, which is kind of what I was fishing for. But we just aren't getting it. So here I'm actually going to fire off a Wish, because as you can see, I'm pretty low. And here I expect him to want to either switch or do something like that. So I'm just going to switch straight out here into Lots of Legs. So he goes for the Thunder Punch. That does 29%, but I don't get paralyzed. The Wish is going to come down and fuel me back up to full. So now we can start speed passing into our Landorus, or so I thought. I actually did not put a speed boosting ability on this stupid Scolipede, so it's pretty much useless. I had Baton Pass, Protect, Mega Horn, and something else. Like it's all fucking useless now because I didn't check my abilities before I went into the game. So basically I'm just going to try and sack that off right there, but since it doesn't, I figure that allows me a pretty free switch into my Espeon, I'm fairly certain. Yeah, I'm just going to go right here into my Espeon, as he goes ahead and goes for the Iron Head. So he is a little bit more offensively set this week as a Skarmory. So he knows that he can't take a Shadow Ball from me, so I am just going to blast off a Shadow Ball here. Oh, I'm sorry, no, I actually make the prediction and go for the Dazzling Gleam. Shadow Ball hit everything else on his team except for Lopunny, and I just had a feeling. I knew he was going to come to that Crook because I felt like he was probably a Pursuit set. So I just went with my gut and went for the Dazzling Gleam, even though it's resisted by a ton of his Pokemon, and it worked out well for me. So he's going to go into Skarmory, and I'm going to double out back into my Scolipede, just sacking this thing off. It doesn't really do me any good because of the Misgen, or not the Misgen, the Misprep, I guess, not checking my abilities, so it's pretty much useless. I just sack it off. Here I'm going to go into Ugly God, my Heatran, and hopefully get off some good damage on whatever wants to come in. He is going to go Tentacruel here, as I do predict that as well, and go for the substitute because I can 2-hit KO everything on his team from behind a sub. So as long as I'm faster, which as you can see I'm not faster than this Tentacruel unfortunately, but I'm going to do a huge chunk of damage there. Now it can, even uninvested, 100% knock me out with Scald, so I can't stay in, but that is really good for getting chip damage later. We've gotten rid of the black sludge, so hopefully we can start putting down some good damage on this Tentacruel. He's going to Scald as I go into my Espeon, which takes it pretty well. And here I'm actually just going to fire off a Shadow Ball, which is definitely a little scary. I was expecting him to go into Delphox there, or possibly Skarmory, I think, because the Shadow Ball takes out Skarmory and Delphox alike, and they both resist a nice beefy psychic type attack. I'm going to switch in Nirvana here just to take that Moonblast, sacking off the Alola. I need my offensive win cons more than I need my defensive win cons at this point, because it's very clear that his team defensively can take mine down. I'm going to go right here in the Heatran, pretty much forcing the switch. Here I really wanted to go for the Earth Power, but having Skarmory still there really spooked me out of it. So I am just going to go for the Lava Plume and do about 23% of his Delphox. So not bad. He is going to go for the Psychic, and I see I can absolutely take that. So I am going to just pop up a Substitute right here, because he can't break my Substitute, and I can pretty much guaranteed knock him out with the Earth Power. So I'm going to go for the Earth Power here, and as you'll see, he has a little bit of bulk on him, and he lives on 7%. So had I knocked that out there, I think I could have taken down 2 Pokemon with this, just because the sub means that he can't go into Lopunny and scare me out or fake out or anything like that. So unfortunately, he does get to break our sub because he lives, but he's going to go right here into Mega-Lopunny. So here's really where I wish I had Protect, even though he has shown earlier that he has Drain Punch, so never mind, disregard that. Protect doesn't really do anything against a non-high jump kick Lopunny, and he was doing enough damage to not need high jump kick to my team just across all boards. So we are going to go here into our Espeon, and I think, we go into our Landorus, and here I want to scout and see if he has anything for the Landorus. So I'm actually going to switch out Hard into Espeon, as he switches out Hard into Skarmory. So this lets me know that he actually doesn't have Ice Punch to handle the Landorus, because if he did, he definitely would have just gone for the Ice Punch there. It'll knock out anything on my team after it comes in. It's a no drawback play. That crit looked like it mattered, but it was a roll. I think it was, it wasn't like a huge roll in my favor, but it definitely was a roll. So the crit definitely helped, but it wasn't essential. I didn't have to get the crit. Here I'm going to sack off Espeon to the Fake Out and go ahead and go into my Landorus. Now here was a misplay. He has no reason to stay in. He proved to me that he switches last time because he doesn't have Ice Punch, but I got psyched out. I thought that he was going to predict my choke, and I just go right here for the Superpower. Had I just Earthquake there, I would have taken out the Tentacruel, I would have outsped the Florges, and been able to Swords Dance up and be at +2, but instead we're sitting at 81%, and he is going to come right out into his Florges. So here, I know I can live a Moonblast, and I know that I can't knock it out unless I'm at +1. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the Swords Dance here, as it goes for the Calm Mind. So not a bad play at all, but definitely good for my purposes, because he cannot knock me out with a Moonblast. So I am going to go ahead and Earthquake, and he lives on 5%. If I got a couple of little bit better rolls in this game, I think we'd be in a much better position. But we get a good roll of our own and live on 3%, allowing us to basically just fire off an Earthquake and take off this Florges. So in comes the Mega-Lopunny as we die to Life Orb. Very unfortunate that we died to Life Orb. Had we just gone ahead outright and taken that thing out, this Lopunny would not be able to fake out on our Mega-Bannette. And see, we go into the game, and it is Mega versus Mega. Same way we started is how we'll end. It's a 1 versus 1 showdown. He is going to fake me out, do a little bit of damage, and I'm going to flinch. Not bad. So here, my play, actually I'm going to pause real quick. Alright, so here, my play is to Will-O-Wisp the Lopunny, right? Let it do some damage to me, bring me down to about 20%. Then I'm going to Pain Split, and I'm going to basically Pain Split to stay alive and let that burn wear him down until he's in foul play range to take him out, right? That is the play. until we missed the Will-O-Wisp. Of course, we missed the Will-O-Wisp. And he is going to go ahead and hit the Drain Punch on us to knock us down to about 29%. So at this point, I know my tech isn't going to work anymore. I'm just going to Destiny Bond as he Drain Punches one final time and takes me out. So I'm going to die, go down right there, and he is going to die because of the Destiny Bond. And that is actually a 0-0 win for TLord. So that was really funny. It was super weird. Like I've never had a battle before that ended 0-0. So it does suck that we lost. There's definitely some plays we could have made better, or some rolls that could have gone into our favor, and we could have won that game. But definitely not too upset with the way we played. I think we were a little bit down at the beginning and did a good job of bringing it back. I think it's funny that it ended 0-0. I've never seen an actual game that was played by two individuals end up at 0-0. So yes, it's definitely unfortunate we got the loss, but hey, at least it doesn't affect our differential. We can come out next week swinging and try and get a nice 4 or 5. I'm just kidding, guys. There's whenever I get a 4 or 5-0, it usually happens by accident. I never go into a game and know for sure that I'm about to get a sweep. Well, except for some games, but we don't talk about those people. So I'm really happy with how the team played this week. Really good game to TLord. That was one of the more fun games I've played in a while, just because they had a fun back and forth, and the way it ended was really funny. I thought that the Destiny Bond shenanigans were hilarious. So again, good game to TLord. Hopefully, I think I don't think we're eligible for playoffs. I mean, it really just depends on how much other people choke and stuff like that. But really just getting some good experience, having a lot of fun battling in this different environment. This separate, because a lot of my leagues have repeat offenders, 2 or 3 people that I'm in multiple leagues with across different things. And it's nice to get some outside battling experience. Anyway, I'm going to quit talking. Y'all like, comment, subscribe, all the bullshit. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. And I will see you guys next week. Peace.